Greetings. Today, I want to encourage you to learn to speak like God by having the understanding that everything is logos. Okay, which means everything is the word. And if you could define a word as the expression of a thought, then you would have to also accept the fact that your existence here on this planet is that of a thought evolved being. In other words, before any one of us could have this human experience, our mother and our fathers had to have a desire. And that desire was an inner communication that has been taking place. And the expression of it is through the physical sexual act that bring us here through the birthing process. Okay? And it was through that process that we were able to have this human experience. So everything evolved out of the field of thought. That field of thought exists only in consciousness, in your awareness. So your real essence is actually your consciousness and your awareness. Your consciousness and your awareness gives you the ability to speak, to reason, and to articulate things. So speech and mind is what gives you the logos, the word. And so all science, all technology, everything that you enjoy on this planet, and even the things that you don't even enjoy too, you have to realize that it was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was first imagined, which means it was first invisible. So I'm basically saying that everything in this world that you need to live the best version of your life on this planet, it is actually spiritual. It comes out of the non-physical, which means the most important thing on this planet is for you to know more about your non-physical self. The self of you that is limitless. The self of you that is godly, which is your God self, your higher self. And so you have to speak like a God when you have the knowledge of your God self. So it says in the creation story that God speak and he said, let there be, and there was. It is teaching you the power of the Logos, the power of the word, the power of your word. Because the tongue is what is responsible for life and death. So the power of life and death lies in your speech, which gives you the power to be responsible for yourself. So accountability is very, very important once you're having this human experience. Okay, there's no accountability you can put on animals and plants and so on. Because you're higher and more intelligent than them. You've been given the power and dominion to rule over them. That is why you have to take the power and the dominion to rule over your life. You have to be the government of your life. And how are you going to govern your life if you do not understand how thoughts really work? Or if you do not understand speech and mind? If you do not know that everything on this planet is the expression of a thought. So I can speak audibly to you and you can hear the expression of that thought. But you can also look around and you can see buildings, you can see roads, you can see vehicles, you can see telephone, You can see the radio, you can see the television, you can see all of these things. And these things are actually speaking a language of creation. You know, these are the expression of a thought. But most people only know thought in one way, which is in the spoken way alone, the spoken word. So when you talk about the logos, most people only see it in spoken word. So they read the Bible and fail to realize that it is a book of mind science. They read the Bible and they fail to realize it's a magic book. They read the Bible and they fail to realize that it is a scientific book. And it all addresses the human mind. It's a book of mind science because they fail to realize everything that they see on this planet is basically the expression of a thought. So words can be materialized into things. In other words, thoughts become things. So money, it was for us a thought, it was for us an idea, it was for us imagine. The house you live in, it was for us a thought, it was for us an idea. The clothes you wear, the tailor, the seamstress, all these people, they have to formulate the design in their mind. That's a language happening there. And so we express thoughts in words and in deeds. The things we say, the things we do. That's why there's no one who could tell me that of anything that was done in the Bible. From Genesis to Revelation, that wasn't for us a thought, or for us an idea, for us imagine. So you have to really be mentally retarded not to realize that the Bible is actually a book of mind science. So, my brother, my sisters, don't just see the logos as, the what is written in the Bible. No, see it as your very existence, your true essence. Here, given mind and speech that makes you higher than all the animals. Do you realize that a dog or a pig have all the other things that you have in terms of the ability to see, taste, smell, touch, and so on? Okay, even the sexual organs you have, they have that too, and so on. Okay, and so because you've been given mind and speech, that's what make you a creator. So you must become a conscious and a deliberate creator by using your words in a very creative and in a very also not just creative alone, but also in a very manipulative way in terms of manipulating energy, okay, into your reality. Okay. So in short, what I'm saying that you are responsible to use the word to create your world because you have a mind and you have certain mental faculties like your will and your perception and so on, your reasoning, your perception, your intuition, your imagination. Okay, we are the only creature on this planet that can use our imagination. And so our imagination, okay, give us the ability to realize that God is in man as man's imagination, man's awareness of being. That is why you have to understand the logos, the word, or you are the word manifest in flesh. So if you go back to your mother and your father and so on and all of that, you see that you are the word manifest in flesh. You see that you are the only Savior, Lord and Master and Redeemer. You're the Lord and Master of your destiny. That you see that it is your own thoughts that creates your reality and creates your personality. Then you will understand fully what it means when it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But you have to see the Bible from a metaphysical and esoteric standpoint, from a psychological standpoint. So as you think in the invisible world, so shall it be manifest or established in this physical three-dimensional world. So source everything from the source, but the source is invisible. So what you're going to do? You're going to use your mind. Mind science, mind power. Use it to achieve your every desire and find out for yourself that your real identity is actually your divinity, your divine being just having a human temporal experience. Live it the best way that you can by being a conscious and deliberate creator. Create your life whichever way you want it to be, because you have already been given the ability to do so. So, with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can definitely follow me at Black Mad Guru. If you like to get my books, all of the links are down in the description. You want to be part of my Patreon community, you can check it out. Also, you want to become a part of my Free Thinkers and Seekers University, the link is down below. Also, whatsoever that you desire, my last encouragement is to just make sure you check out all of the links that are down below, and definitely let your intuition lead you and guide you into what to do. So with that being said, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.